He's mad about me. Oh, sorry, Hasan is mad about me. What is this?
It's pretty wild for him to say that. I mean, it's a wild position for him in particular to say,
Say
that,
what?
considering, you know,
what is he
the
saying?
org that he was a part of and how many people had to leave the organization.
Do you know why they had to leave? It's because I was one of the people that made that decision. And at the time that I had to decide whether I was going to support something like that or not, I made the best decision possible. At least at the time. That's why a lot of them aren't part of it anymore. I think this argument defeats itself.
But I guess they're American citizens, so it's appropriate.
There's no reason why any...
Who got convicted of rape? Oh, that's right. Nobody. Oh, right. Okay, so this is a comparison with something that didn't happen. Okay.
Anybody should be supporting that. I think, yeah, that...
Like, Guy's biggest dick rider is... Guy's biggest dick rider and only remaining bestie is Rape Tone. Who is...
I can understand why Tectone and Hasan don't like each other. They tweet about each other a lot. They say a lot of negative stuff about each other. Hasan has said a lot of bad stuff about Tectone. Tectone said a lot of bad stuff about Hasan. Here's the difference. The things that Hasan is criticizing Tectone for are in a twit longer, and the things that Tectone is criticizing Hasan for are on camera.
Is seemingly a generational rapist. Like, not even...
That's right, because Tectone's dad had some sort of, like, weird fucking thing happen. By the way, what the fuck does his dad have to do with any of this? Like, I don't even understand the logic here. Why are we even talking about Tectone's dad? It's weird. Generational, literal, original sin. Yeah, like Tectone was it's what a weird thing to say.
Even has he been credibly accused by former partner?
Well, I didn't say credibly accused. I said convicted. Has he been convicted? Has he even gone to trial? The answer to both of those questions are no. Which is one of the reasons why I don't know why. See, this is what I find to be funny. Is that, and I get that Tectone and Hasan are way more aggro at each other than I am, right? I'm not really very, I'm critical of Hasan, but I'm not like as aggro as he is with Tectone. But the difference is that you probably shouldn't have been calling him a rapist before he got convicted to be a rapist. Unless you have some sort of, like, you know, insider information that nobody else knows about that proves it, and in which case, please provide that to the authorities so appropriate action can be taken. But I don't think that you do. So whenever you're reading something like this, and you automatically make a decision, and you're telling your viewers, you have a lot of viewers, okay? He does. A lot of people watch Hasan. You should not be telling all these people that a person who was accused of this is a rapist. You shouldn't be doing this. It's a mistake. I don't know why you do this. Now, I don't want to get involved because I know Tectone has said a lot of bad stuff about Hasan. I get it. But all I'm saying is that I think it's pretty unfair, if you look at it from my perspective, that all of these allegations and everything, you're trying to compare them with a conviction. It's just not the same thing. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's literally just not the same thing.
Partners. But also, his dad apparently was such a prolific sexual assaulter that his sexual
Why the fuck are you talking about his dad? What does this have to do with anything? Really? Like, what is this? Like, why are we even talking about his dad?
assaults were codified in the American Congress,
Yes.
in the American congressional records. Like, it's just
What is this? What does Tectone's dad have to do with this? I don't get this at all.
crazy. And that's, I mean, what should be done in that situation? I am not an advocate for capital punishment. It's just wild to me that, like, he has this kind of attitude here for some reason, but he doesn't have the same energy for people that he knows.
Because they weren't convicted. And you shouldn't be calling them as if they did the things that they're being accused of. I think he's really, like, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, this is honest advice to Hasan. The fact is, and this is the case with me too, we are getting into a position where he and I are both very, very successful in our careers. He is very successful, and I think that I am too. That is also a problem, because people will see people like us say something, and they will try to dissect it and figure out a way that they can sue us. Hasan needs to watch out by saying this random stuff and going off and coming up with these names about people and saying this stuff, because eventually you're going to run yourself into a defamation lawsuit. And it doesn't matter how many Twitter orbiters you have and how many people you ban in chat. Whenever you're sitting there in the courtroom being accused of defamation or lying about somebody, it's not going to matter whether there's a genocide going on. It's not going to matter whether, what his dad did. It's not going to matter any of these other bullshit accusations. What's going to matter really is Zionist. Is this person took money from Israel or something. It's ridiculous. And you're going to, like, and I think really he should look at, like, really, I mean, he will not admit this publicly, but take a step back and think about it, Do you think that you handled the dog collar thing very well? I think the answer to that probably is no, you really didn't. And I think that the way that you've dragged it on and everything else, you've brought other people into it as well. This has not helped you. And it's been bad. And I think that one of the reasons why is because it seems very clear to me that Hasan is unable to accept any degree of fault, ill behavior, mistake, even a very small one. And I think that what that's going to do in a long enough timeline is it's going to get him into a lot of trouble. Right now, it's just some bullshit internet drama. He shocked his dog, memes. The memes are funny. He knows they're funny. Everybody knows they're funny. If you keep doing this and saying this stuff about people, eventually you're going to run into a problem legally. I think it's obvious, and he should know that. I don't know why he's doing this. He's setting himself up to fail for no reason. And it will happen. It will eventually happen for sure, given a long enough timeline. You've got to stop making shit up about people. His platform is too big. There's too many people that watch him. You live in a multi-million-dollar house. You've got a big target on your back, man. And I'm not talking about weirdos trying to, like, attack you. Nobody supports that. It's disgusting. I ban people in my chat for even implying that. But what I am saying is that there is a monetary, legal target on your back. You need to watch out for that. You're setting yourself up to fail for no reason. There's no reason you need to do this. I don't know why he does this. I really don't. Why do you care about him so much? I mean, I'm not caring about it. I'm listening to it. I hear what he's saying. Like, we have a lot of mutual friends. And also, like, the thing is that there's a number of things with Hasan that I agree with Hasan on. Like, with a lot of economic things, I agree with him on. It's disappointing to see these, like, weird partisan wedge issues effectively turn people that have, in a lot of cases, symbiotic goals into enemies. It didn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. There's no reason for it to be like this. It's unnecessary. It's counterproductive, and it's destructive. And eventually, it will destroy him. And I think that's a sad thing. It is. That's where I'm at. I don't have anything negative to say about him personally. I mean, I will say this about Hasan, right? I do not think that Hasan is a horrible person. Dog thing is separate. I don't think that he is. The reason why, Hasan has been making content for 10 years. Over 10 years. There have never been a lot of really, really bad controversies about him. There have never been a lot of really bad leaks about bad things that he's done. Most of the bad things that he's done on camera. And I'm coming at this from the perspective of a content creator. And I think that a lot of content creators, over time, will eventually get exposed. They will eventually have somebody say that this person said this thing that was bad behind closed doors. Hasan has been in this space for about as long as I have, give or take. And in the same way that I say, look at me, look at the amount of bad interactions that I've had with other people, other twit-longers that people have had, etc. On a personal level, I'm not talking about his viewpoints and his politics. I'm talking about on a personal level how he interacts with other people. I don't think that Hasan is a bad person. I do not think that. I just wish he wouldn't act this way. It's unnecessary. It does not have to be like this. That's my viewpoint. I know that you guys might not see it the way that I do, but my perspective on this is probably a little bit different because the way that I see it is through the lens of a content creator. And so I'm contrasting this with other content creators. Does that make sense? Boys been on streams, audience, boy, I'm off audience, be shit, we all know it. Sure, right? But I'm just saying, like, in terms of personal, like, interpersonal problems. That's something that that's something that I have a very, very... One thing that I've learned is that people that have problems everywhere they go, I wonder why. So, yeah. All I'm saying is that I don't need to criticize a person's opinions and then turn that into a personal attack. There's no need for me to do that. It's unnecessary. It's destructive. It's not productive. And I think it's off message. I try to stay on message as much as I can. I think that I make mistakes. Everybody does. But you're going to keep making mistakes until you realize it. So that's it. You can someone will use this to twist your words. He can say whatever he wants. It doesn't matter. Like it's still, that's still what I think. He's called for blood innocent people many times. It's different. Well, I'm talking about like, and I just, I don't know. Like I think people just get on the internet and they just say things. They get gassed up by their fucking audience and they just say stupid stuff. Like I understand that people might not like that answer, and it doesn't. I'm not hand waving it and saying it's okay, but I'm not taking it seriously because I think that's the way that people do. I think Frogan is like that, for example. I don't think Frogan is a horrible person. I just think that she gets in her fucking room, sitting there getting gassed up by her 60 or 50 or 100 viewers, and it just turns people into the worst versions of themselves. That's what I think. I genuinely believe that. I think that most people can generally get along. And whenever you sit inside of an echo chamber of people that tell you that you're right about everything and you never listen to anybody else's perspective. All of your friends are exactly the same. Everybody says the same things that you do. I think that is a radicalizing force, and it makes people more extreme. But that's not a default. And I think that you can move people away from that default very quickly. What's the next clip? Is there another one? I don't know if there's another one. Come out against me. Oh my God. Is it another one against me? This is the same thing that I can guarantee you already. This is absolutely every single thing that he's going to say about me, people are also going to say about him. And you know what? They're all right. They're right when they say it about me, and they're right when they say it about you. Let's listen and find out.
Zach is always copying your language, always using the words in the wrong places, but it won't matter until someone like a big streamer said, take 1 minute to go and undermine the streamer right now, and 10x more people would nip it in the bud than the few starting it. Every smear has a potential to slow down or stagger progression. What do you mean? Yeah, no big streamer is ever going to come out and be like, Asmongold is ridiculous for saying these sorts of things.
I don't know. I mean, people have criticized plenty of things that I've said.
I'm going to tell you exactly why they won't.
This is going to be the exact reason why people won't criticize him, by the way. Get ready.
I think you already know. Because every fucking big streamer who actually opposes his worldview are utterly fucking terrified of his audience. Okay? That's it. They're 100% terrified of his audience because his fan base does not have any fucking... They don't have any restraint. They've realized...
You didn't have to do this to yourself.
So I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hasan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are full of people threatening to...
You didn't have to do this. Why would you do this to yourself?
Calling me Amber Heard as an insult, saying that I am
Why would you do this?
propaganda and I'm being paid by YouTubers that I also hate. Yeah, it's crazy that I called out Hasan for...
And she's obviously talking about me, by the way. She's obviously talking about probably me and Ethan. And maybe also Baldy.
Tourism and misogyny and being basically a passport bro. And I've got people calling me like a conservative in my DMs and just saying I'm spreading propaganda and that even if he did these things, we still need him as the face of the left. But yeah, Hasan fans straight up got me demonetized. And this is coming from someone that used to be subbed to Hasan. I was giving that millionaire money because I was an idiot. So yeah, maybe let's cool it with the threats because I don't really think that's helping with the misogyny allegations. That would be great if you could stop threatening to murder me.
And for the most part, Hasan is not necessarily responsible for what his audience does. Unless he's telling them to do this, this is an outcome of having a community built around talking about extremely volatile, extremely serious issues. And the reason why I don't want to blame Hasan is because I don't want people to blame me. Because anything you can say about him, you can say about me too. This is the thing, is that he's right about this, but this is the pot calling the kettle black. This is the same thing.
Because his fan base does not have any fucking... They don't have any restraint. They've realized that they can just like... go after anyone and everyone and name them, shame them, smear them, take clips out of context, constantly yell.
An example of this not happening, by the way, recently was with Ray. I was not rude to her at all. I'm sure that there were people in my audience that were rude, and I find that to be disappointing. And if I find out that they were doing that in a way that was ungentlemanly, you might end up getting permabanned because it's just it's not something that I want to see people do. But I think that's a good example right off the bat. Like, I mean, that was literally a few days ago. I don't take it personally at all.
In their chats, go to every other chat and demand that the other streamers talk about this this new victim in the crosshairs. You know, so that is the reason. That is the reason why no one will actually come out and oppose any of his viewpoints, even if they quietly oppose it.
That's the same thing with him.
And it's not just Asmongold, to be fair. It's not just Asmongold at all. There are plenty of other, like there's a bunch of kick streamers that do the same shit too. It just doesn't really matter. And I mean, look, I'm one of the very few people out there who does actually oppose a lot of streamers when they do fuck shit.
And that's good. I think that's totally fine. I don't have a single problem with Hasan giving his take and giving his opinion and disagreeing with what I'm saying or what anybody else is saying. I think that's his right, and I think that's a good thing. And it's important to have people that disagree with you in spaces so that way it keeps you sharp as well. I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me at all.
And look how much I eat it on a daily fucking basis.
I am one of the only people that has not gone out and like hyper condemned Hasan for the fucking dog thing. I haven't. And if you go back through all the VODs and everything, I have never gone out and like gone and been like, oh, he's such a horrible person. I can't believe he's done this. He's using his friends. I never have done that. Now, I've laughed at the jokes and I've covered the controversy, but I've never really condemned him. And the reason why is because I don't really know what's going on. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to do that. Censorship betrays me, that's the opposite. No, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But I do farm people. I do absolutely do that. And I'm sure he might be a little bit upset about the dog stuff. And listen, if he can go back to what I said, and I even predicted what was going to happen to him before he went live the first day of this controversy. I said that it would not matter what he did and what he said, people would have already made up their mind that he was guilty. And I was right. I mean, it sure seems like there's some other clips that look kind of bad, right? But at the same time, people already made up their mind. They did. They had already made up their mind. It didn't matter what he had shown on that stream. It would have still been something else. So, yeah, and he's guilty. I mean, some of the clips do definitely look bad now, right? But at the time, I didn't know that, and nobody knew that. So, just so he's made up his mind about TechDown allegations? I mean, I obviously know more about it, right? Is it about disagreeing with animal abuse? Or is he trying to dissuade people to make up other shit? What about the genocide? I don't know about that. So, yeah. And the fake care about the dog is so forced. People act like he beat the dog, and shock collars used regularly for dog training. I think that what people really don't like. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's I don't want to get into like all of them. I'm not a big moralizer. I'm not a big moralizer. It's not the. It's not. I'm just not. Sorry, I'm not a big guy like that. Now, if you want to do that, that's totally fine, but it's just not my that's not my personality. Somebody Magate being deleted. I don't know if it's people attacking you or talking about Hasan. Either way, W mods. Well, it's not that big of a deal, right? Do you think it would have been better if it just admitted shocking a dog and say meant to press the vibrate, not the shock? I don't know. I mean, like, I think you should. I mean, I don't know what happened, so it's impossible to know. So it's YouTube comments. Oh yeah. A lot of people are spamming about YouTube, etc. But yeah, that's at least the way I feel about it. Chat's being a little bit stupid about not saying your point as a content creator. That's okay. I mean, it's a unique perspective that I think that only I and a few of other people would have. I can't. All I can do is express how I think. I can't tell other people what to think. So that's it. That's all I can do. And so, like, I don't really try to worry about it or get upset about it or fight about it or anything like that. It's just really not a big deal. Ryata Hasan, big streamers are afraid of your audience. Oh, yeah. I just got done watching it. I think it's partially true. I think that obviously a lot of people don't want to come out and say negative things about me because a lot of people in my audience will be mean to them. And I think that also a lot of people view disagreement as harassment. Like, for example, whenever I disagree with a person and somebody else disagrees with you, that's not necessarily harassment. Somebody telling you that you're wrong or you don't know what you're talking about, this isn't really harassment. It's just simply people talking about stuff for whatever reason. That's it. You'd be okay for not wanting to moralize or high ground over things, even over Hasan? Well, no, I mean, it's not that I don't like moralizing over things in general. And the reason why is that I think that I do have a very strong moral compass. It just doesn't necessarily point north. Maybe northeast, maybe northwest, maybe even west, maybe even east. But it definitely doesn't point directly north. Like my perspective on these things is a little bit off, right? And I'm yeah, not south. I didn't say south, okay? But not all the time. But yeah. And that's the reason why is I don't necessarily think that I'm a very good moral authority for certain things. Like my moral like foundation for things is a little bit, I think kind of off in some cases. But I think that it being off also gives me insight in ways that other people that are on don't have. So I think I'm just different, right, in a way. And this isn't like I'm not like everybody else. I'm like, it's like an anime thing. But like I think that the way that I think is different than other people, and there's positives and negatives to that, right? And so yeah.